Christina Bianco!
Hello! I finally made it!
Hooray! Yes, we've had some transport issues this week. You're not the first one.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I experienced a lengthy pause on the Northern Line.
But you're here now,
Yes,
and
very
you've
happy.
almost caught your breath.
Yes, almost. It's all right. I'm good.
And happy to be back in London.
So happy to be back in London. I am just obsessed, a little bit nuts. I love the UK, and particularly the UK at Christmas. And London has just got the best of everything in one city. So the fact that I had the opportunity to come back here again at Christmas, this is my second or third year in a row. So I'm really, really pleased. Really lucky.
And obviously back to do a special show in Leicester Square on Friday night. So tell us about it.
All right. Well, so people that have come to see me before, maybe some of you that are watching, you know that my show is split half my own voice and half impression. And so people always say, well, what can you do with that? How can you do the same thing over and over again? And so I switch things up. I don't just sing a Celine Dion song as Celine Dion. I'll sing, let's say, a Beyonce song, or a Judy Garland song, or an Ed Sheeran song as Celine Dion. And the more unlikely the combination, I think, the better. So there's some of that typical Christina Bianco stuff in the show. And this time I thought I better do something a little bit different. It's a tent outside, a Spiegel tent, a little bit of more fringy fun, a little bit. So this time I'm going to share some very personal things that maybe wouldn't be the most wise to share. Like, they're a little embarrassing. But I called the show Divine Delusions because when I was little, from a very young age, people always ask me how I started doing impressions, and I answer that question usually in a very honest and just sort of professional way. But this time, I'm going to tell you the stuff that I did with my parents when they kicked me out of the house. So it's definitely a little more wacky, this show. It's slightly different, just a little more fun, because it's a comfortable audience for me. And for all the new people coming, you're going to get to know a different side of Christina that you may see on the YouTube videos and all that. But so yeah, songs in my own voice, songs with impressions, some mix and match sort of moments. I love doing interactive things with the audience, so I will be bringing back my Christmas crackers from last year. I did a show at the Charing Cross Theatre for Christmas, and you were lucky. You guys had me on. You were so nice. So nice to continually have me on, plugging my toes. But when I did that, I threw Christmas crackers into the audience, and half of them had diva names, and half of them had Christmas songs. And so whatever combination came up, the band and I had to perform. Now, I'm okay with taking some requests myself, but to put the band on the spot too adds a whole other level of chaos to it. I think when it turns out, even if we on stage maybe feel like it's not the most best or polished thing because it's totally off the cuff, the audience really appreciates the spontaneity of it. So I persuaded my everyman band this year to do the same thing. So we're doing a little bit of that too in the show.
Are there any songs that you hope don't come up? Do you have any songs that you think, oh, please don't ask for that because we can't really play it?
Well, and again, it's going to happen naturally, so you can't force this. It's going to happen naturally. But we really wanted to do the song Santa Baby because every celebrity has pretty much covered it. And so we wanted to do it with a bunch of people that never did. So Santa Baby, we know we're putting in as an option.
Yeah.
And we also put in Paloma Faith as an option. And I'm a huge Paloma Faith fan, but I did not know that she covered Santa Baby.
Oh, really?
And we sort of have committed to these groupings. So if Paloma comes up doing Santa Baby, the question is, do I throw it back in and do I switch it, or do I do it, even though the audience may have already heard her do it?
Yeah.
It's a piece the purpose of the whole game there, but then again, I have to do whatever's in there, so we'll see.
Who's your most challenging? Who's your most challenging person, and why? Is it vocally or sort of idiosyncrasies? Which is your most challenging?
There are different voices that give me different areas of problems and difficulty. I would say that there are certain singers that have very, very throaty, raspy voices, and like Liza Minnelli is an example of that. Her voice is very much a caricature, the way I do it, and I can do it, but it's difficult to do it for a very long duration. So I have to think really hard about placing it carefully when I do it. So that's one way an impression can be difficult. Another one is when a voice is just polar opposite of mine. Like Shirley Bassey. My voice is very forward and nasal, and Shirley Bassey's voice is very much in the back of her throat, back there. And Dolly Parton's voice is even lighter and thinner, but yet has this really fast, very, very recognizable vibrato. So that's very difficult too. I have to breathe very specifically, work my diaphragm. And then there are the people that I really want to do well, and I practice, and I can only really practice in front of an audience, which is really horrifying at times, because you know someone's out there like, that sounds nothing like Adele. But that's what I have to go through.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with my Adele impression on certain songs and certain types of song, particularly because I try to sing as these artists, the singing material they've never sung. I have no template. So I find that I could do a better Adele when I sing her own song, so I can hear her do it. I've not yet got comfortable with that, nor her physicality. It's obviously difficult to do that. You know, just because she's so specific in the way she stands and sings in her presence, and however hard I may try, there are certain performers who are so epically famous, and there's nothing you can do that's sort of going to translate for certain members of the audience. And there are others that have a couple of little, I want to say little, gimmick is the wrong word, but they have something about them that you can exaggerate, that you can do so in a way where the audience doesn't think you're poking fun, but they get it. Like Shirley Bassey, her physicality is almost a caricature of herself. So if I do it, they get it immediately, you know?
Yeah.
So again, there are certain people you have to work a little harder to find those isms to, I don't want to say exploit, but to bring out, to push forward, and to make it so the audience knows that you're impersonating them, doing a caricature of them, but doing it with love and respect, because that's the bottom line, most important thing for me. I'm talking a lot.
It's good. No, we like people that talk a lot. Do you have anybody that you're currently working on that isn't ready for the show yet?
Yeah. People ask me a lot to do a lot of Brits that I haven't done. They asked me to do Lulu. Mm-hmm. I don't think I do a very good Lulu at this point. I did it once for Scottish television, and I was horribly embarrassed when I played it back. So I put that one back in the vault for a while and work on that. Lulu's one. I was trying to do up to Clark. I'm not so pleased with it. I can do a few things, but nothing that I feel comfortable with yet, which is a hard thing to say. I'm still not comfortable doing Jessie J, and I do her a lot, and the audience seems to really like it, but I'm not as pleased with it yet. Tina Turner's another one. I know a lot of impressionists do Tina Turner, and it's a lot about the physicality and the dancing and the legs, and my voice isn't raspy. And so I always feel like I just sound like I'm faking it. So I'm not comfortable with how I'm interpreting it yet. I could pull it off, but I don't really want to.
And for everyone else, I think it's absolutely amazing.
So you should all come to see me on Friday.
Come see me on Friday.
No Tina Turner, but I usually get about 80 to 100 impressions into the show.
Amazing.
People always ask me to count, and I just don't. It's too hard. Then you get fixated on a number, and it's not about that. So I'm sure I always put in some new impressions, singing and speaking, and then of course the oldies with the goodies have to come back.
And do we have any new ones for Friday that we can reveal?
New ones for Friday. I'm sure there are. Who was it? You're gonna have to come find out. It will definitely be a British person though, because I do like to tailor my shows for the audience that I'm playing, and so whenever I come to the UK, I go, okay, which Brits can I put into the show now? And I love British television and British culture, so it's a lot of great options for me to choose from. So we'll see who makes the cut.
Excellent. Right, let's have some questions from fans. Okay. Sorry, I know you've rushed, haven't you? Do you want some water?
No.
Okay.
Coffee is all I really need. I'm still quite jet lagged. The first night I slept like a baby, and last night it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no!
So I'm a little weathered today. Kids.
Okay, if you had a chance to spend Christmas Day with any celebrity, who would it be and why?
Is it rude to say Benedict Cumberbatch? No, everyone knows for years that I love Benedict Cumberbatch, but I'm a big, love him, just love everything about him. Christmas Day with any celebrity. I always say Eddie Izzard. I love Eddie Izzard. He's like such a brilliant mind, such a great comedian, and I just think he's really interesting. I think he would give you really intellectual conversation and make you laugh at the same time. So Eddie. And we share the same birthday, so of course we must be best friends.
Oh yeah, must be. Yeah, must be. Okay, what's your favourite holiday tradition?
By
the way, that must be from somebody in America, because we don't call it holiday here.
Yeah, there you go. A holiday is a vacation. By the way, try doing that when you're trying to make a show title. Every show title, I was like, Holiday D, but they're like, no, you can't say
that
holiday.
Means going away to somewhere sunny.
Right.
Hopefully.
And for me, it's a holiday to come here, where it's not always sunny, but lovely. No. What is my favorite
Christmas
tradition. We really don't have that many in the UK. In the US. Here in the UK, I do love the Christmas dinner with the Christmas crackers and the mince pies and the jokes and the crowns.
Yeah.
We have none of that in the US. Our big dinner is for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So for Christmas, people order takeout. I mean, it's a very, very big thing. People go to get Chinese food on Christmas. It's it's a totally a different feel. So I like the whole being around the dinner table and having a fun thing. I also really liked, when my grandparents were alive, when I was little, my family is 100% Italian, and so my father's father always made a big, huge seafood dinner, and it was a big lobster linguine.
Nice.
Like big lobster and all this great, just cooked in the shells. Great. I'm sorry if you don't eat seafood or shellfish, but it's really, really good. And I'll never have it again the way that I had it when my grandpa made it, and that was my favorite home Christmas memory.
Nice. Unusual for us here as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, they do like the fishes and the feast in Italian culture quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that's the top food.
Okay.
Usually.
How do you choose your material?
I stay up really late and I drink lots of wine. No, I'm kidding. Half kidding.
Sounds good.
I try to find, of course, certain things that tickle me that I find interesting might be specific to me. So I try to stay aware of what's going on and sort of keep up on pop culture and theater and what's trending and all that. And that said, I do that to a degree, but if I just conformed and chose those things all the time, I'd have 15 minutes of material because so many things are popular for 15 minutes and they're gone again.
Yeah.
But I talk to the fans. I talk to everybody on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and I see what they're liking. And it's really one of those things that if I find something to latch onto about a concept or an artist or an actor, I then sort of see if I'm the only one, and what those, and then if it's something that's, I guess, would give me material that I think is going to be enjoyed by a wide group of people for a lengthy period of time, then I choose it. I don't like to work too hard on impressions I think are going to be gone in a day.
Yeah.
And I can, but I don't think I don't know. I also try to choose people I think have something special about them. Even some of the reality TV stars. I talk about doing all the divas, but I still do pop culture people. But I know I've done some, and the audience is like, oh, we're so tired of that person. And I'm like, oh, good to know.
Okay, let's not do that with anyone.
You have to pay attention. That's all.
Okay, are there any impressions of anyone you've tried to do but struggled to get them?
Mm-hmm. Tina Turner. And I will say this, I just recently posted this big video where I don't do it very often, where I get dressed up in costumes and wigs, and I did Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, sort of like an advent calendar. I got one diva for each of the days leading up to Christmas, and a few more, because I always have to do that. And everybody wrote on the YouTube video, like, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you do Mariah Carey? I've said this for 4 years. I don't do Mariah Carey. I have tried, and I'm not happy with the way it sounds. I feel like if you can't do the whistle tone, it's kind of pointless, in my opinion. The other thing is, even Mariah Carey doesn't really do Mariah Carey anymore.
Ouch!
I mean, huge, long-time fan of Mariah. But when you want to change and evolve with an artist, I would have to go back to the vault.
Yeah.
And do and the Mariah Carey that I grew up listening to, it's like one of those voices where you're just like, I don't understand how this is possible. She's so phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I know she has sort of a different reputation today.
Yeah.
So I try to leave that stuff alone a little bit. I would never want to make fun of her. I want to do her absolutely accurately. And I can't do it, so I leave her alone.
Good answer. Oh, I've lost my screen. Hold on a minute. Is it tricky striking a balance with a live show where you want to test out new material, but audiences might be keen to see some of your viral video performances that you've already done on YouTube?
Yeah, that's always very difficult. And you're never going to please everybody in an audience. And I tried very hard to get every sort of popular bit into all of my early shows. I tried to do a little bit of my viral videos, and it's also difficult to try to get every single impression you do in. I mean, I was talking to my wonderful music director, Joe Louis Robinson, yesterday, and I said, well, we have to do this person. And he's like, why? And I said, well, because we have to do her. And he goes, you're doing like a billion impressions. I don't think she fits in this song. I don't think you should. I have to put her somewhere else. And he was sort of like, why? And it's me. It's like, I feel like I need to show everybody everything I can do, because there'll be one person out there who said she didn't do it, you know, and then I'll feel terrible. So it is really frustrating. It's a blessing to have the communication with social media, but it's a curse in that I know I can't please everybody, and if I try, it could be compromising a really good, clean show or something that's more artistically satisfying, you know. So that's the long answer. The short answer is every show has something different. So if people really want to see a bit of my YouTube videos and a bit of something brand new that surprises them, just come see me more often. I really try not to do the same thing all the time. I have some bits, like in every one of my shows, I sort of do this introductory piece, because there was always somebody out there that doesn't know you and doesn't know what you do that turned up. Either they're with a friend, they saw a ticket, they saw an ad, you know, and they come. So I always do this I'm Every Woman segment in my shows, where I sort of explain how I'm every woman. And you're going to see that. You're going to see that pretty much every time you come to see me. I might switch up little bits within it. But so there are certain things that serve the show to repeat, and other things where you think, for everybody that wants to see Total Eclipse of the Heart, someone else is going to be like, doesn't she have any other material? Yeah. Come on.
Right, we've got time for one more question.
Because I talk too much.
No, it's very nice. It's lovely. It's lovely talking to you. It's amazing. But we did promise we were going to do something at the end, and we need to make sure we've got enough time for that. Do you have any advice for young performers?
Oh, yeah. You know, it's really, really
We've got
wonderful.
quite a lot of them here. That's why I'm looking around the room. Hello, young performers who will want advice.
I'm always flattered when kids and young people come up to me and they say that they watch me and they want to do what I do or perform, and that they want to know how to do it, and sort of, how do I put it, to have a career, not just to have, you know, a couple of viral YouTube videos or something like that. And I always say, you have to take advantage of every opportunity you're given. That's something I say. People may tell you, just take this class and you know, read these books and watch these programs and you'll learn that way. And I think you have to do that, yes, but you have to balance it with actual practice and actual work. You have to get out there. So I would take shows that you go, oh, I don't really know if I want to do that show. It's a really small part, or it's a little farther away from home and I wanted to do it. Do it. Because that you need the experience to learn. There's nothing like actually doing it. And you always meet people that are going to teach you or inspire you or give you work later on in life. If I had just had some viral YouTube videos and wasn't out there performing and creating my own work and doing my own concerts and doing lots of theater, you wouldn't be interviewing me right now. I would never have, if I just had a YouTube video and nothing to back it up, nothing to do with it, then that would have been it. But because I tried to get out there and do as much as I could, I think it opened many more doors for me. So. Yeah. Get out there.
Good answer, good answer. Okay, so we are going to put you on the spot now then.
Okay.
And we're going to do some impressions. Yeah. We're going to do some request impressions. So if you're watching, send some requests now. My lovely glamorous assistant Laura will read the feed.
And you know what I like.
And will give us, I want you to do Adina.
Okay,
Adina I want Adina.
All right. So here's the question is, so you know I love to do my unlikely interpretations when I pair a singer and just a song you would not expect. So is there a particular Christmas song perhaps you'd like to hear Idina Menzel sing that she's not done on one of her Christmas albums? Because of course she put one out.
Yeah, she did.
And I tried not to listen to it. I was like, or any other song, any other suggestions?
Someone said Shirley doing No Scrubs.
You know I've done that before.
Have you? Go on then, do
I have to like get arms. Falling in this chair. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, I don't want your no. I don't want to give you my no. I don't want to. I don't want none of your time. No, I don't want no scrubs. Okay, sure.
Excellent. So who are we going to get?
Idina Menzel. Anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas.
I don't know. Idina Menzel singing.
Nobody wants it. They're like, no, Idina. We're tired of letting it go.
I can't think of a song.
Pick a song from one of these show posters.
Okay, how about do you know Bushel and a Peck from Guys and Dolls?
Yes.
Right, go for it.
Okay. I love you. A bushel and a peck. A bushel and a peck. And a hug around the neck. A hug around the neck. And a barrel and a heap. A barrel and a heap. And I'm talking in my sleep about you. About you. Was that really like Idina Menzel as Adelaide? Theater Cafe for you.
Done. That was fantastic.
Oh, I hope you all enjoyed that.
Now I want Celine.
Celine. Okay, Celine singing.
Celine singing. Let's pick another song then.
Or Kristen Chenoweth singing Take Me or Leave Me.
Oh, yeah.
Take me for what I am, who I was meant to be. I started too low. And if you give a damn, take me, baby, or leave me. Take me, baby, or leave me. Something like that.
Fantastic. Celine Dion singing Don't Cry For Me, Argentina.
I was like, if she can't sing, we went to the same poster.
Yeah.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence. Celine got the promise. Thank you, your distance. Descamisados. Thank you.
We've got Babs singing Santa Baby.
Oh, what are my lyrics? I should
be
learn
the
my
last
lyrics
one.
for my show.
This is the last one. Finale.
Santa baby. What are my lyrics? I'm just gonna do weird noises.
Yeah, the lyrics are really tough.
Santa baby, hide something under a tree for me. I've been an awful good girl. Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Absolutely fantastic. So that's a taster of the show that you'll be able to see on Friday night. Leicester Square.
7:30.
7:30. When we post this on our YouTube, we'll put a link.
Yes,
So that you can get tickets. And I must just say thank you so much for coming in. It's been absolutely an absolute pleasure to meet you and chat to you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for waiting for me.
Thank you, yeah, and thank you for tuning in, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.